Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Inside High School Sports. My name is Alex Brasky, alongside my co-host AJ Sobolski, and two guests here this afternoon, Lorenzo Martel and Brian McQuillan of Cal Mum Tennis. Quite the run for the Raiders over the past several years. And Coach, why don't we start with you, and can you just reflect on what a run it's been for your program? Lorenzo leading the way, Garrett and Oliver as well, but it's really been a team effort for your guys and girls.
Yeah, it has. It's been an incredible run and a lot of fun. Going back to the first two guys, actually, Lorenzo and one of his senior teammates, Garrett Thompson, brought both those guys up in 8th grade and, saw the potential there. And unfortunately, in 8th grade, that was the year that we canceled the spring sports season a week after practice due to COVID. But then those guys both came back as freshmen and ended up taking a second place in the, at the time it was Class D1 sectionals over in Canandaigua. Actually, Lorenzo lost to his brother and one of another senior that we had that year from Cal Mum. But we knew it was the start of something special. And since then, 3 of the last 4 years, sectional titles. Gonna miss these guys a lot.
Coach McQuillan, Lorenzo, thank you for joining us today. First question, Lorenzo, can you just take me through the feeling of winning back-to-back sectional titles and the emotions that went into that and how you obviously felt after the fact?
Last year, I was the 1 seed and everything, and I came in. It wasn't easy, but it was kind of, I'd say, easier than this year. And I was really happy last year, but it wasn't the same. But in the summer, I tore my ACL again, so I didn't even know if I was going to be playing this season or be able to play singles at all. So, I pushed through, and then I somehow managed to win sectionals this year, and it was a lot of emotion. I was pretty pumped, a little bit of tears. That's all. I was pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, that's definitely an exciting feeling. So when did really the passion of tennis come from? Where did that come from? How did you develop that throughout your life? Anyone you look up to, any family members, just where did that come from for you?
Well, my dad, he actually used to coach the modified team at Cal Mum here when I was younger. So I kind of got the experience with that, introduced to it and everything. So then when I started playing when I was a 7th grader, I really liked it. I was the best in the modified team. And I've just continued to really like the sport a lot. And just, it's kind of it's all on yourself. So you kind of push yourself through, and it's kind of cool to, really bring yourself through all the way.
You went through a couple of devastating injuries, but you were able to work your way back and claim championship glory. Can you maybe reflect on that process and what it took for you to make your way through those tough times and how you found that resilience needed to come out the other side, perhaps even more successful?
Well, yeah, it's just when you have to work so hard to just be able to play the sport in the first place, it makes it so when you're out on the court, you're not taking it for granted or something. You've had to work so long to be there. You want to be there. You want to do your best. So it kind of just pushes you through to want to do more and more. That's kind of, I think, what helped me get the sectional title this year.
How has your support system helped guide you throughout your career and really helping you get these back-to-back sectional titles? I know a lot on you, like you said. Singles, it's a very interesting game. I do enjoy watching tennis. It's a very unique sport, a lot on you. So just describe your support system and how that's really helped you get to where you want to be.
I think this is kind of counterintuitive, but maybe my friends, because they're always hating on me or something. I'm like, oh, you're not playing, just coming off the injury. So I'm like, well, I'm going to show you up. I'm going to whoop you. I'm going to show you why I'm way better than you. Not always, but just in sometimes. It's just kind of that push to be like the underdog, When you're the underdog, you want to show everybody up.
Absolutely. And then, Coach, what makes Lorenzo stand out compared to other tennis players you've coached throughout your tennis coaching career?
Yep, there's no doubt about it. Two specific things with Lorenzo. One of them definitely is resilience. Incredible that he came back from the injuries he came back from. Honestly, a week before this spring season started, I didn't think I was going to have him for the entire season. I thought, maybe we'll be able to get him back toward the end, but didn't know. And he just kept working hard, doing what he needed to do, doing what the doctors told him. So that aspect of it. And then the second one is his confidence. When he gets out there on the tennis court, I guess a combination of competitiveness and confidence that I think all of your best athletes have. Lorenzo, no doubt about it, has that.
Now, Lorenzo, can you touch on your teammates, Garrett and Oliver, claiming championship glory as well 2 consecutive years? What did it mean to you to do that collectively? Obviously, you have the team title, but you say you're out there all on your own in tennis, and point well taken, an individual sport. But to have 2 teammates, albeit in a doubles situation, kind of claim that individual title per se, and have you guys do that collectively. What did it mean for you to experience that moment together?
Kind of feels like a brotherhood almost. It's like they've been playing the longest with out of all my teammates, so it was like us 3 we've been there the longest, and we go through it together. Just kind of being like, I don't know, like not only is our team the best, but it's like my teammates were all the best at each thing. So it's just really happy. I mean, I'm happy to watch them win. I mean, they're my teammates, I've spent a lot of time with them, so it makes me happy to see them succeed.
Now, Coach, back to you really quickly. Why will you, as Lorenzo moves on here, just graduated last week, congratulations, Lorenzo. Coach, why will you miss coaching Lorenzo every day?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like I said, it's a fun group of guys. Lorenzo, and I think he'd be the first to say, as he has, his friends, his senior classmates. It was a unique group. These guys were good athletes, and it started with Lorenzo and Garrett and Oliver, and then they got a couple of their other buddies out sophomore year, another one junior year, and they were all good athletes, and they were all competitors, and we got them out there on the court, and they picked up the sport really quickly if they started a little bit later, and it was just fun. The level of play that we had in our practices and going on out here every day at Cal Mum was some of the best tennis this year in Section 5. And that's pretty cool for a small school and what these guys were able to do. And certainly next year, we're going to have our work cut out for us to, make sure we stay competitive. That'll certainly be our goal. But this year's, group and this group of seniors was something special.
Where have you seen your game really improve the most? Is it the serves, rallies? Just where have you really seen your game improve to help lead you to this kind of sectional glory and back-to-back sectional titles?
Well, right at the beginning of the season, I was on doubles because my doctor didn't want me to play singles right away, so I was on doubles. So then when I first went back to play singles, my first time back, I lost. And it was like, I had some mental blocks in my head or something. I was so messed up. And I really had to just push through, and it was just I think my calm is kind of what's had to lead me through, just to not be so tensed up and, think about the pressure and everything, just being able to go out there and play how you want to play. I feel like that's what this year, above all else, I've really pushed on. I can just go out there and I do what I want to do.
Yeah, and really refining that mentality is something that can serve you throughout the later stages of life, and you're entering your next stage of life now as a senior, an outgoing senior, heading to the next phase of your education. Can you talk to us about what you have planned and how you expect the resiliency that you've kind of developed through the sport of tennis and maybe just through your life overall you feel will help you transition to the next phase of life?
Well, I'm going to be going to Syracuse in the fall for some economics, as Coach is also my economics teacher. So I think
quite the bond between you two, numbers and tennis.
Yeah, yeah. I think just having to work so hard to just the thought of and you go to practice, you work on stuff, and then you go and then you perform. It's no different in school, and I bring the exact same type of mentality to it. It's just I work hard, I do what I need to do, and I succeed.
Now, last question, you kind of maybe answered some of it there, but what would you advise prospective student athletes as they look to reach the heights that you've reached throughout your career?
Just work hard. I mean, nothing comes free in life. If if you want to do good at a sport, you got to work harder than all your teammates, all your opponents. If you want to be the smartest one in the class, you have to study the most. You just have to work hard. That's what I see it as.
All right, Coach Lorenzo, thanks for joining us. And Lorenzo, here's the bigger and better things in your future, although I'm not sure how much better it can get than that. That's much easier.
That's true. Thank you.